After last night's big win on the road at Harwich, the Bourne Braves return home tonight to take on one of the league's best, the YD Red Sox. Hello and welcome into Pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Nathan Schwartz and Cam Anna. And Nathan, starting off with you today on the mound for Bourne, it's Chase Meyer, who is one of the more electric pitchers that we've seen, both with his stuff and his personality.
Yeah, great personality, great attitude. He's always going to bring life to this ballpark, and he's going to make his second start of the summer. The last time we saw him on the mound was last week against Chatham. The walks were an issue for Chase in that start. He had 5 of them in 4 innings, but only gives up 1 hit, 1 earned run. And if he's able to limit those walks and continue that success, a lot of strikeouts for him on the mound as well, we should be in for a treat.
And on the other side of things, the Bourne offense really turned things around last night. 10 runs, double-digit hits, and they're looking for more of the same tonight.
And we've talked about the pitching has kept Bourne in games, but finally it was the big inning last night. 7 runs in that 5th inning. Was Michel in the second, got things going. It was only a matter of time. We said it on the broadcast. That 3rd inning was a 1-2-3 with 3 deep lineouts. That 5th inning, it all came together. Cam Kojal's unbelievable home run on a pitch that was 5 feet over his head. We saw Bourne put it all together. Hitting is contagious. We saw it last night. 11 hits in the 10 runs in a must-needed victory.
And Bourne trying to get back-to-back wins tonight. You beat Harwich last night. Now a chance to beat one of the league's best tonight. And with the All-Star break coming up soon, just a big game and a big chance to make a statement to the league.
Bourne can get back to 500 for the first time since the second day of the season with a win tonight over YD, who has been very impressive on the road this summer, 11-4. They are 3-3-4 in their last 10. That's a funky stat, but all those times have come at home. They beat Bourne a couple of weeks ago here at Dorn Park in that crazy fog-out-induced game, so we'll see what happens, but a big opportunity for Bourne to continue to try and distance themselves from Falmouth here tonight.
Yeah, and Falmouth just keeps on winning, so the Bravos keep on winning. Still a couple games up, so a chance to control their own destiny. Well, we'll continue on here on Pregame Tomahawk Talk with an interview with Garrett Michel. Adam Gotkin here with Garrett Michel pregame before Bourne takes on YD. Garrett, you're in your 2nd season here in Bourne. You were here all of last summer, and now you're here up until the end of this year. What keeps you here in Bourne?
I love this place. I think the community makes it very sweet. The host family, I'm blessed with a great host family. It makes coming to the field a lot of fun.
And you've been able to create some relationships with Cooper, the bat boy, and some board members that you rarely see in summer ball. What's that all like?
It's fun. I mean, you get to go to kids camp, you get to hang out with the kids and be able to come to the field and see them cheering you on, and then you make friendships like me and Cooper. I mean, that's something that'll never be broken. So it makes playing, makes failing a whole lot easier.
And on the field itself, you hit a home run last night. Seems like you're really starting to figure it out at the plate. What's it been over the past couple of weeks? Do you think that's working well so for you?
I just think it was a matter of time. I mean, me, Landers, and Salty have kind of been just working hard with my swing and stuff. The first few weeks I was kind of rehabbing back from an injury, so it was kind of tough. But I think I'm trying to get the ball rolling now. I feel a lot more confident at the plate, and I kind of have these expectations to play how I have the past week.
You guys had a big win last night, really piloted on against Harwich at the end. That's something that we haven't necessarily seen too much this year. Do you feel like that's important to just get those runs late in a game and kind of feel confident?
Definitely. I think we showed that we can do that, and I think we need to realize that we need to do that more, score a ton of runs, and just kind of make it a non-competitive game in a way that like we're going to come out with the win. I think we have the team to do that, and I think we need to do that more often.
And now less than 10 games left in the season. Of course, you were here last year. You won the title last year. What kind of advice do you give to the rest of the players? How do you try and be a leader going into this playoff stretch?
Just keep going. I mean, it's a long summer. We're here for 2.5 months, and a lot of the guys have came a little bit late, but it's just like a matter of just keep going, pushing, taking one day at a time, not holding on to a bad game before, and realizing that tomorrow means more than what just happened.
All right, well, thank you very much, Garrett.
Thank you.
Adam Gotkin, now joined by Sean Brennan, beat reporter for the Bravos here on Pregame Tomahawk Talk. And Sean, today for Bourne, it's a matchup against one of the best starting pitchers in the league, in Sean Youngerman.
Yeah, he was at Westmont College in California for the past 2 years, parlayed his success there into an offer from Oklahoma State. He'll be heading there for this spring. But yeah, he's pitched 19 2/3 innings and has been one of the best pitchers on the Cape. Like you said, he has a 2.75 ERA. That's 10th in the league. He has 28 strikeouts. That's the third most, tied for the third most on the Cape. And it's funny about him is that he didn't strike out a staggering amount of guys at school. So it's a little bit of a surprise to see his strikeout stuff working on the Cape, but boy, is it working.
And this is the kind of stuff that Scott Pickler does, the winningest manager in the history of the Cape Cod League. He's won so many titles with YD. It's because he gets these Cali guys who end up being incredible here on the Cape. Another guy who has been unreal on Cape Cod so far this summer is Ethan Petrie, one of many stars at the plate for this YD squad, a potential top 5 5 pick in next year's draft.
Yeah, and he's a potential MVP on the Cape this year. He leads the league in OPS. He's hit a ton of home runs, all at home. He hasn't hit any on the road this season, which is very interesting. But he's just a great weapon on offense. You know, every time that any pitcher has to face him, they're going to have his hands full. So, you know, it's going to be tough. This is a YD offense that has cooled off a bit, like we're going to talk about. But whenever you're facing Ethan Petry, you're in for a good fight.
It is interesting to mention that all of Petry's home runs are at home because Red Wilson Field is thought of as a bit of a boombox. Storm Park, on the other hand, pretty much the opposite, one of the deepest parks in the league, probably the most pitcher-friendly park in the league. You said it there for a moment. YD has had some struggles recently, just 3-3 in their last 10 games, 4 ties in their last 10.
Yeah, they're 8-6-4, like you mentioned, those 4 ties in the month of July. They entered July 10-3, so, you know, still winning, but they slowed down a little bit. And a big part of that is the offense. They went from being top 3 in runs to, you know, middle of the pack in July. And same with average, same with the offensive stats across the board. They haven't been getting on base a ton. You know, it's all been respectable, but not the level that we saw in June. So this is, you know, an opportunistic time for Bourne to take advantage. Their pitching has been lights out. Their bats, we saw yesterday, a 10-2 win at Harwich. They've started to find it. So this will be a statement win for this Bourne team against the YD squad that, you know, is still playing good baseball, but are definitely not as immortal as they looked heading into July.
Well, it should be an interesting one. YD still at the top of that East Division. Bourne trying to climb its way up the West Division standings. First pitch coming up at 6 p.m. here from Dorham Park.